Hi everybody. We are once more the LifeGiver's Nation temporary representatives, Angel, Marie-Claude, and myself, to do the report of our last council that we had this last Saturday, and it was at Anne's, and it was a beautiful weekend. We had the time to go there on Friday. We had an incredible meeting with the staff community as well, getting deeper into the counseling process and the reality of its application and the challenges that everybody faces in trying to apply it. So how we have to be intimately linked to the guidance of the Longhouse. So that was the complete atmosphere of the weekend. And when we are in that total trust of the guidance, is everything that is possible. Like we are in a flow, and that's how we felt, everybody. And I'm not speaking for everybody's, like that was the total feel of everybody. So just to share that feel. And our council, we had several follow-ups to do, and we also had points to discuss, but that was not any official deliberation in any means. So I'm just going to start with the first points. First, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Edith. I am the daughter of Soco, the granddaughter of Panchita, the great-granddaughter of Celsa, from the Zapotec Nation, and I was born in Mexica territory, and I am here under the protection of the Wolf Clan of the Five Nations Longhouse Confederacy in the Longhouse of the Hill, and temporary representative of the Wolf Clan of the LifeGiver's Nation as well. So our first follow-up was the welcoming of the LifeGivers in an LGBTQ context. And this happened because we had this incredible life giver. She sounded amazing through a letter that wants to be part of the LifeGivers Nation. And the only thing that everybody took an eye on it is that she was presenting herself with her name. And the parentheses that lately everybody wants to use in their signatures if they are working for an organization, or people even willingly doing it because they in the mainstream society think that that's going to help accommodate the LGBTQ society, and everybody feels like, oh, that's a good thing and that everybody should be doing it. So in her letter of intent, she mentioned her name and she marked a parenthesis saying she, we, they. So this is the first time that we see a we in that. And we wanted just a clarification as to what is the intent on presenting herself in such a way, because how we present ourselves, that's our identity basically. And we invited her to come and give that clarification to the council. But it's a life giver that, many life givers today, we have issues of maybe anxiety or maybe, a little bit of nervousness of addressing things in front of a big group or something like that. So anyway, she didn't come and she didn't answer to our writing invite either. So we hope that she will eventually respond or come to talk to us about it. But for us, it's very clear that following the guidelines of the Great Law of Peace, there is just two. There's the life protectors and the life givers and the life protectors. And whether we like it or not, we have the body that was given to us. There is either or, and we have to learn to work with that body and to evolve with it to be the best thing that we can be. And we are not to be playing God and to changing ourselves into another identity that is not us, or to be even, going into surgeries or something, or hormonal treatments to do something like that. So these are the extreme cases, but if we go to the basic ones of identification, it's already several cases, or not cases, but it's like it's already a statement that we are accommodating something that we clearly in the Longhouse have identified that is through the religification process that the homosexualism got more pushed, and that's how today it created a great identity crisis in female and male. But it doesn't mean that we have to allow it. And for the LifeGivers Nation, there's been a stipulation since the beginning, that is that we have to have eggs, our eggs that were created in our mother and that were created in the belly of our grandmother to be part of the LifeGivers Nation. So anything that has to do with our sexuality, our gender, our ways of how we do things in our private life, that is not at all of the business of the LifeGivers Nation, that has a very clear mission, and that is nothing to be discussed on the floor of the council or even in a clan meeting or something like that, for example. So we don't need nobody to be telling us that. And the life givers that are going to be coming to our nation gotta comprehend that and gotta see the importance of it. It's not something that we are just imposing because we want to. There's a logic and the law of the great law of peace of this land that is saying it. So we are always open to have a discussion about these issues and to get to the deeper comprehension. So that was the intention on this point. That didn't happen, but we hope that it will. The second one was welcoming Andrean, that is a life giver that has been with us for a while in the Turo Wampum working group. We actually met her through Align and the constitutional talks that they used to have. And she's a very active life giver in reconciliation between natives and non-natives. So we were happy that she presented her intent to become part of the LifeGiver's Nation. And she is since Saturday. She was officially there as a member now. We welcomed her and everybody was super happy. And so many good things to come on another member of the Bear Clan for the next 3 or 6 months till we see that maybe she could move off clan or go somewhere else, depending on how things evolve, and it could stay the same. The next one was a follow-up with Lisa. Lisa is a recent member of the LifeGiver's Nation as well. She is in the US. And she has done a lot of groundwork on reconciliation in between the natives and the non-natives. And she actually has a podcast that is called The Man in the Hoop. The Longhouse participated in 3 occasions into that podcast. And we wanted to have a clarification with her because in the way she signs, that is again, identification, the last email that she sent, she was mentioning something about AIM, the American Indian Movement. And since this is a movement that took place in the US and that was armed, it was a weaponized movement, it created a lot of violence, it created a lot of bad reputation for natives. And of course, when natives are gonna forsake the identity of the great law of peace and being peace, and they're gonna grab the arms, the weapons that the white man has given them, well, they have basically lost their identity. So in the whole native world, there will be a lot of people that fell into that trap because of all of the traumas and all of the inflictions and the impositions that just generates like a kind of like retaliation spirit, but that doesn't mean that it has to be that way. So if we make the parallels in the territory here in the Longhouse where we are at, it would be the parallel to the warrior society, for example, or another thing that is outside of the great law of peace. So Lisa completely comprehended this point. She was very open. She said that she will take that part out of her signature. And what was the best part in discussion in this point is that we got to the conclusion that as life givers, we have to facilitate the comprehension about the importance of the great law of peace with the peoples that we are involved that might be in other ways of thinking, such as AIM or such as the warrior society or such as anything else, for them to remind themselves of their own identity, their true identity, so that the pathways to coming back to that natural great law can be possible. So it would be kind of like our medicine bridge of the LifeGiver's Nation to work more on that vein. So we discussed that we would be having a little bit more of a chat, brainstorm on these areas in our next Moonly Councils in our 3 clans. And the last point that I'm going to report for the follow-ups is about the gathering of life givers with Tukum Francine that is going to be happening in Saskatchewan. They are going to be getting there on June 14, that is very soon. And they are going to stay there till the solstice. So they have already a program. And Tukum Francine, if anybody wants to assist her, be it over there, going physically there, or by the web, or just sending whatever kind of support. It could be money, food, whatever. We encourage the people to get in touch with her and to assist this great effort that is a response from the Longhouse, that the Longhouse said that that's what needed to happen. So Kukum Francine really took it at her heart, and she's doing everything possible for that to happen, and we are there to support her in every level. So that's for these points of the follow-ups, and I'll open the floor to Marie-Claude.
All right, I'm Marie-Claude, the great-granddaughter of Marie-Louise, granddaughter of Yvette, and daughter of Francine, temporary Bear Clan representative in the LifeGiver's Nation. I only have 3 follow-ups, 3 additional follow-ups that we have to share with you. First is regarding the flag. The LifeGiver's Nation has want to identify itself with the flag, so with the wampum belt that was made, that represent the LifeGiver's Nation. So we want to make a flag about this. And this actually initiative is led by Isabelle, a recent member of the LifeGiver's Nation. And with Lionel, they went to a shop called Abaca, and they actually make, they can sell hemp fabric by the meter. They also have bamboo fabric and everything. And anyways, they presented so far the position of Hempunity to them, to the owners of that company. And apparently we have, because it's a nice mission, they support the mission. Apparently we will be able to maybe print with serigraphy, which is normally, they ask for a minimum amount, and things like that. Anyways, we're still looking on how the flag is going to be made, but certainly it will be made on hemp fabric to honor Hempunity and to have the three life givers, representing grandmother, mother, and daughter together within the parameters of the Great Law of Peace, if anyone didn't see it yet. So very exciting, and it actually goes hand in hand with the safe houses that we are now started to establish, that Angela will talk about with you. Second point is regarding our interactions. So of course, the LifeGiver's Nation adopting the Gayonela Selaskan the Great Law of Peace, we adopt the protocols. There are many protocols to be respected that helps within with our deliberation, with our interactions. And Stuart Gatitanterio in the last ceremony really insisted on the fact that he witnesses all of us basically in the LifeGiver's Nation, interrupting each other, not necessarily in the council process, but outside the council process. But he explained to us that this is not acceptable, because really it's not conducive to peace. If we are being interrupted, or if we interrupt, we're not listening, we're not really open to whatever that person has to share. So it creates, everybody reacts differently to that, but it creates a sort of we know it's not proper, it's not conducive to peace. So we really made sure that all members of the LifeGiver's Nation were reminded, we remind ourselves as well. And it's a very important protocol to be able to stay in peace and deliberate in peace. The third point is regarding, it's linked with Stuart's court case. It's linked with the reconciliation that is, we know in the world out there is completely fake. What we want to do is that it's been established that this is, of course, a genocide that is happening on the original people of Turtle Island, and it cannot be judged in the country that is being the genocider, of course. So what is the strategy now is that all of the situation of the original people of Turtle Island, the genocide that is happening to this day, is going to be brought up to The Hague, to the International Court of Justice, to be trialed there. And in this, we plan to include all the very important mission of the Longhouse and the LifeGiver's Nation, because we support the Longhouse. So the colonization of our grandmother moon will also be included in that package. So we really bring a full truth package to The Hague, so it can be heard. There was in the past some contacts that the Longhouse had with the International Court of Justice. So, but of course, this will be on an official level. And what we are discussing here is that with Stone, who is a Turo Wampum liaison for the Longhouse and has been for many, many years, more than 30 years, he brought to our attention that Palestine is actually a recognized state in the International Court of Justice. So maybe because of the political relationship that the Longhouse already has with a member of, Palestinian people, basically, and they support their, whenever there's protests, recently the Longhouse was there, to support, and to denounce that young life giver journalist that was on the ground, that was murdered. And, they went to her funeral, and they even caused trouble there. So we were there, the Longhouse was there, so in support. So this will be probably used in the strategy to bring this to The Hague, because it has to be a state. So there's many conversation, or many, we're at the stage of analyzing how this will be brought to The Hague, but this will be done. And this is the little report I had to do, and I pass it to Angèle.
Hi, my name is Angèle. I'm daughter of Jeanne Mance, granddaughter of Jeanne Aimée, and great-granddaughter of Marianne. I'm also the temporary Turtle Clan representative in the LifeGiver's Nation. So other points we had in the in the council was one pretty important one. The reason why we were at Anne's, it's officially our first safe house slash longhouse, as Stuart explained it to us. A longhouse is not only one place, it's the whole nation who's living in two longhouse. So for us, LifeGiver's Nation, that means that it's a safe place for us to go if ever we need to a place to protect ourselves or whatever. And also that means that by being in a safe house, if in any way Anne's need our help in this capacity as a safe house, we are bound to help as it is how it works in a longhouse. So it was really great for us to be there. A really nice weather, really good vibration at this place. Also, it's in Ontario, so-called Ontario, in near so-called Athens in south. It's a rural countryside place. It's pretty. We are all still on this wave of being into nature and stuff like that. So it was a pretty good experience. We did a short ceremony, and yes, and we are so grateful for her offering her place. We will have other safe houses. The next one would be at Marie-Claude's in Quebec. So we can see that we already like implementing some places like that. And we will have also a satellite safe house for the places that could be smaller and stuff like that. So news to come about this. And also the other point, the last one, was about hemp. Following our action plan about the hemp unity, we already have this point on the agenda. We always have this point on the agenda, and it was basically to say that we got the seeds, and we are waiting for 100 kilos from another place also. So we are excited. There's a lot of people that already started to plant, so we try to keep ourselves updated about all these places. And Adrienne also showed us our babies, and I don't remember who was the other one that showed us what?
Wayagaru also says, but he didn't show it to us. Oh, Lisa,
yeah, that was a woman. Of course, it was a life giver. It was in the council. So we can see it creates a synergy between all of us, and we can see that there's tentacles everywhere with this project that reach the Turo Wampum group, the Longhouse, Wayagaru, and all these people that they are really interested in. And also we discussed a bit about reassuring the people that wants to plant because of some regulation that are some places and stuff like that. Of course, we emphasize it, and it's the choice of everybody to do it. We don't force nobody. And on the reserve in the Longhouse ground, there is no regulation that applies there. So we just reiterate it and let people know that they just do it like willingly. Nobody is forced. You can plant them whatever you want. It's your choice. So basically that's what we said. And after that, yes, I did some videos. We will edit them and do something with it. We planted the babies of Anne's. At Anne's, she grew medicinal cannabis for many years. She had a big field for years, but now we planted, I think it's 20 of them. We learned how to mix the soil, and I almost remember each bag that we put in it. I filmed everything. She explained it also in the day after. We went to see, and they were like, usually when you transplant a baby like that, it can be shocked, and we can see it in the leaves and everything. The plant will show us that it's unshocked, and she said, she reported that everything seems great. They were like all happy the day after, not that shocked at all. And also I was not necessarily there at that moment. I was close to there, but I know also that tobacco was offered while planting, and intention put in the planting. So I'm pretty sure that's part of the babies not getting shot also. So it was really empowering for all of us, I can say. Just look at the face of the other heads. That's so great. That's so nice to be part of this. It's like what I experienced last year, growing your own medicine. It's pretty powerful. It's the thing we would suggest everyone to start doing for themselves, whatever the medicine is. So that summarize it. Basically, that's the report of our last council. We can see we are grounding ourselves both ways. So grounding in the Mother Earth, and also connecting with the Sky Women, with everything, with every action that we do. Just for example, like that was report about the protocols and stuff, just for us reminding ourselves that we are adopted the great law of peace. We have to apply it everywhere in our life. So that's the connection with the Sky Women, that we are like connecting back to it all the time. So I think that's it. So
yeah. So we are not going to do a closing because we are still in our heads meeting. So we're just going to stop the recording. We're going to get back to our meeting.